filming right now?
I don't know. I guess we are.
Probably
We're
don't
always
keep
filming.
the.
Are we filming, Derek?
Are we ready to start this?
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
Granddaddy is ready. He cracked a smile.
It is time for the Twitty and Lynn Podcast.
Yes.
Yay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, did you get a little? Trey brought his friend
Trey.
Tyler, and he's making tacos and serving up margaritas. You're the only one that had a margarita.
Cheers to sobriety.
Cheers to sobriety. Thank you for my bottle of water and the tab.
Yeah, I can't let you get derailed because of the podcast.
No,
you have
thank
to stay
you. Please.
Straight on the straight.
Yeah.
What's this show about? What are we doing now, Devon?
Steve?
Well,
oh, yeah.
We're gonna talk a little bit now. If anybody does not know this feller as far as his face, you always see his work because he's the director. The director. If it's got an OR at the end, it's like doctor, director.
Exactly.
It's the very, very, very official. Steve John is with us from 1010 Creative. It puts this podcast together.
Yes. And films all our videos.
Amongst other things, yeah.
Tyler's here, and he was a actor in
Actor,
some of
see?
my
That
early videos.
That's how.
Isn't that right?
That's how Steve and I met.
Dude, Tyler?
He had a shirtless scene.
That's how Steve and I met, was through Tyler. Yeah.
Tyler.
That's right.
And Tyler's a cop, too.
He is a cop.
I don't think he likes to talk about it, though. He seemed weird about it when I said something about it. Do you, Tyler?
Well, he can't tell you he's an FBI agent. But
Are you really? Oh. God, that would be exciting. But a cop's just as exciting to me.
Steve, how did you get involved with these two crazies?
Thank you, Devon.
Well, it's good that Tyler's here today.
Yeah,
no joke. Tyler and our friend Kyle Ringley were acting in a music video I was directing from a band called Intergalactics. And they were like, we're going to bring our buddy who's going to shoot some behind-the-scenes photos. Is that cool? I said, yeah, absolutely. And that's how Trey came into our world.
Yep.
And he kept showing up at my videos. He said, I'm going to photograph all your videos. He did it. He's a man of his word. I don't think it was like we went out for coffee, talked art, talked photos, talked film. A couple months later, went out for coffee, and he started talking about his granddad, and he's like, I think my granddad would make a pretty good documentary. And I was like, that's cool, man. What did your granddad do? He said he was Conway Twitty. I said, hell yeah. That's I think he would make a pretty good documentary.
Yeah,
So, and that was
would.
when we started kind of talking about things that we're doing now,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And he brought you into my life.
Which was the real win.
Super score right there.
Exactly. Thank you, Trey.
Well,
welcome.
I know that everybody's voting for Tayla to show a little more, but y'all are talking about that we're not going to know her any more intimately than we already do in that regard. Just so y'all know, this is a family show.
Family show.
It's a family show.
Okay.
Josh, I hope you were filming earlier so you can clip in what we were talking about. I couldn't decide if my brassiere was too provocative, but it's a bralette, so I think it's fine.
Well, Trey gets bras thrown at him. What do you think?
If you
just
comment
enough,
on
right?
my bra, you're dead.
That's fine. No comment.
No comment.
It's my favorite phrase. No
Okay,
comment.
the Crack Pack has a pair of underwear that apparently just got. Throw that over here so we can see. We got to see with some of the stuff that Trey gets thrown at him.
Oh,
What,
These,
is that
he liked these more.
where's the card? That was the interesting
Well, we
part
didn't know
about
you
it.
wanted the card. She got it.
I like that pair that's on the door. Here they come. It's like a parachute.
Look, Louise wants to show y'all the bigger ones, though.
Oh, there you go.
Bring them on over here, Louise.
Come on in, Louise.
Just come on in. Y'all, this is Louise.
Jeez,
She is a family
Louise.
friend. And she's, mwah, mwah. We got these grannies right here, baby.
The Hello Darling panties.
Now, these are actually panties that you can buy on Amazon.
Did you look it up?
She said that's where she got them,
okay.
so there's somebody's underwear.
Okay. Well, hey,
Think about that.
I
Well, they're
don't-
Trey's now.
I don't want to
They're
think
yours
about
now.
that.
I hung them on the front door of Soulshine.
I saw that.
Did you like it?
It's wonderful. It's amazing.
And those little thongies there. So you don't have anything. Do they throw anything at you, Tayla?
Yeah, they gave me some boxers with my face on it the other day. And one time they gave me some money, but David, who does our merch, he started it with some dollar bills.
Oh, okay.
So I did appreciate the money being thrown. Anytime anybody wants to come to the stage and throw money at me, I will pick it up and put it in my pocket.
See, that's how it works. Now, Steve, how do you kind of wrangle this circus here? I mean, what was the first project you ever did with these two?
The The first thing that I ever did was I filmed an EPK for you guys, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if we did your studio stuff first.
No, that was in 2019.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So the EPK.
Right.
That was the first time I met Tayla. And I can't repeat what you came up and asked me.
Well, don't.
I won't.
I wouldn't either.
I won't.
I wouldn't.
I won't. But it was
It's a family show here.
I wouldn't. I'd move on.
I'm from Philly, though. I liked it.
you-
I was like, all right, I like this girl. This is cool. Let's do this. Trey had talked her up, and I said, all right,
Great.
game on, man. This
She's
is my kind of
everything and
people.
more. Everything and more.
Well, when you're brought up around people with truck driver mouths and Eagles fans, like, we're maniacs.
I know.
So I like to know that I'm around other maniacs, and that's why I love you guys so much.
We love you. It's a great fit.
Well, speaking of the projects and things coming up, Janet has a question. Tayla said, she says, Tayla, I saw an interview once where Meemaw said she was writing a miniseries and that was her next ambition.
Uh-huh.
Does your family have that information? And since you were so good in the movie you did, would you consider finishing what she started?
I feel like my family should really consider that. I feel like that would be a great consideration for my family. If any of my family members that are in charge are watching this, please find that miniseries information, and I would love to play in that miniseries. That's the information I have, Janice.
I know a director.
Yeah,
See?
we're all here.
Yeah, but
We're
there
here for
is
it.
there is a docuseries.
There is a docuseries.
Tell us about it, Steve.
Well, it's called Twitty and Lynn Together Again, and our pilot episode is what? The introduction
Basically,
of you guys,
yeah.
what you're doing, who you are. I think the emotional part was that we were coming up to film you, and you lost Meemaw
Oh yeah, because I forgot
on my
you guys
drive
were
in.
there.
My
Yeah.
drive in.
Yeah,
Somebody sent me a text, and I thought I was seeing things.
yeah.
And I
She
texted
passed.
you. I said, "What do I do?" You said, "Just show up.
Yeah,
It'll
Right.
be okay."
yeah.
And that was wild. But the first episode dives into that loss,
Mm-hmm.
the Grand Old Opry, these milestones for you guys that
Yeah.
I get emotional watching it, and I'm looking forward for us to
Yeah.
dropping it out. But
You guys did a great job with. I won't say anything about it, but when I saw it, you told me not to watch it while I was driving, and when I saw it, I was not expecting what I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
at the end. So
Yeah.
it's wonderful. I can't wait for people to see it on July 5th for sure. But then we're gonna let other people see it soon.
yeah, we're
too.
gonna tear it up.
Well,
We're
it's going to be a intertwining of what we're doing now with the history of Loretta and Conway. So it's going to be like a documentary about their relationship intertwined with what we're doing now. Kind of, is that how?
Yeah,
kind of
definitely.
explain it,
And what was really cool is that we got to spend time with Tre and go to some places like New Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Summers Point,
Mhm.
where Conway started his rock and roll. Not started, but
Finished it.
finished his
Yeah.
rock and roll career.
Yeah.
But it was a big part of his
Yeah.
career. Every summer, the whole rock and roll, rockabilly doo-wop scene was in Jersey.
Tony Martz. Yeah.
And to go there with Tre and then the Conway Museum, and we need to
Yeah.
go to Butcher Holler and do more with Loretta too.
Did you go to the Conway Museum?
Yeah, and
Josh went.
Josh went.
In what? In
Did he-
Crowley.
Did he do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you go?
He filmed it.
yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah.
Oh, was I there?
Yeah, you were there.
It was the Steel Magnolias trip.
Where's that?
It's waiting to come out. Got to give them
We
the first
went
one
to
first.
Oh, I forgot
really
we went
good.
there too.
We're having the Steel Magnolias anniversary coming up too.
When is it?
Oh, okay. Crack Pack. When is the
When is-
anniversary?
Probably
She'll find-
closer to the end of the year because usually the Oscar films come out at the end of the year, right?
2. Is it 2 year? Well, there's a Steel Magnolias. When it came out, the anniversary's coming up. What is it? The
No,
30
it-
year?
Yeah, I think it's 30.
Yeah, it'd have to be 30.
35. 35.
35.
We have to have the Steel Magnolia ones done. I can't believe we drug Tre there.
It's good.
I mean, and he was
It
actually
was
in a pretty good
wonderful.
mood.
He
It
was a
was
good
great.
sport.
Well, you're talking about
I love Steel
emotion and
Magnolias.
stuff like
Devin's
that.
drilling
We're
us in.
going to the Star Wars one next.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
I'll be there for that one.
Watch.
I'm not going.
You
Okay.
are.
Well,
There's a lot of
You're going to wear that
emotion.
Princess Leia outfit from Return of the Jedi,
Fine.
too.
okay, sorry, Devin. Go
Now
ahead.
she's into it.
Well, I'm into it because the camera's coming. Sorry, go ahead.
Linda had a question, and I thought it was, and I don't want to leave what we're talking about because this is all about that. With Steve talking about how emotional it was to cover these subjects and to go to these places. Linda says, if this is too personal, just please disregard, and I respect it. But Tayla, what were Meemaw's last words to you?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, you never left without her saying, I love you, Tayla. I mean, I guess oh God. I don't know. I don't know what the last words were. But there were things that she said towards the end that I'll never forget. Like, and I talk about this sometimes, like she just grabbed my face and she said, Tayla, we never have to explain what this is between us to anybody. Do you understand me? We know what this is that we got, and we don't need to explain it to anybody.
That's something to hold close.
That's probably what I remember more than anything, and I knew at the time that would be what I would take with me after she was gone. No matter what happened, no matter what was said, no matter how I felt about what we had, it was like she was preparing me for.
There was one day where you went over and sat with her all day.
Mm-hmm.
You were there for like 12 hours, weren't you? Sitting with her?
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, it was like in July, right?
That was a pretty.
She passed in
October.
October.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, we
thing,
called Tre, and she sang a little bit of music, and we talked about Butcher Holler. She talked a lot about. Weren't we talking about Butcher Holler?
Everything, yeah.
And the cool thing about Meemaw and talking to her about what we were doing towards the end was it brought up so many cool memories for her with Conway, and I felt like that was sort of a gift to her because she would get excited and talk about those old times, and she loved to tell Tre about. She called him Ty. She could never remember his name was Tre. She'd always say Ty. I think because she knew your name was Michael.
Probably.
Yeah. And so the whole Tre Ty thing got her. But she loved telling him about things that she remembered too about his family. I mean, she would go on and on about that stuff. So there were a lot that I don't remember the last thing. I remember a grouping of things. It was probably about banana pudding, honestly.
Fried chicken.
Yeah. Honestly.
Steve, did you ever get to do any filming with Loretta?
No, I didn't. I never met her.
I think she called in when you were out there filming, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I think she called and we talked to her, the audience on the speakerphone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at that time, she wasn't really.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, what I was going to say about what Tayla's going through with Loretta, what's been interesting about Tre's situation, Tayla's situation, is watching her have to deal with loss. And when I met Tre, a lot of our talk was always about, he didn't get enough time with Conway. Mm-hmm. And as an observer, that's really been interesting for us to journal for you guys and to experience just as a human, Mm-hmm. Your grandfather did such amazing things, and you saw part of it, but you just didn't get enough time.
Right.
And then your grandmother was, 90?
Mm-hmm.
But it was still super hard for you to let go of her. And I know there's inside of you, there's this yearning, which is what I think has you at other studios cutting his songs too, as well as doing this thing. And it's been amazing to watch. And when I moved to this town, I'm a movie guy. I never thought I'd do music videos. I mean, I thought I would do a music video, not in country, because I grew up a rock guy from Philly and hip hop and hardcore and things like that. But moving to Nashville, if you were to ever tell me I'd be working with the grandchildren of two legends who I knew even back when Philly wasn't country, I wouldn't believe you. And it's really been an honor and really cool. And hopefully some sort of therapy is happening as we're filming the docuseries for you two.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about working with you, with Steve and his team, Josh and Derek Drew, is
Derek Drew.
they are so, you guys are all so like gentle spirited and kind and loving. And even though Tre doesn't show that part of himself very often, he has that same thing when it comes to, for me, when it's come to this loss and when it's come to like going through life stuff. And so, you know, just like for instance, quickly, I won't take up a lot of time, but the night that I lost my mom, Tre made her night by saying, "Oh, so you're the blue in her eyes." Like he really saw who she was and who I was. And then the fact that you guys were there filming that night and you got this like precious words from her about us. And like, that is, you can't, like, how do you, I don't know what to say about that, but it's amazing that you, like, when you talk about therapy and journaling it and like being here, like how cool that we have that always. And I forgot that you were there in the studio the next day when we were recording that stuff. And like, it's neat to do life all together like this. And Tre plays such a hard ass. And it's like, he's one of the most gentle souls in the whole world. You're very obvious about how gentle and sweet you are. And like, you're the raw guy from Philly. I get that person. I get it. And like Josh, I've spent a ton of time with Josh. And like, as a woman, it is a treasure to be around men that are like that and work together. I think it makes art so much easier, even though Tre pretends all the time that he's not like that.
No
Tre,
comment.
Tre, you were there at a very vulnerable moment when she found out, right?
Oh yeah.
When your mom passed? Yeah, we were, I mean, that's the story is we did our first show at the ranch, 2018, and her mom was there, and I met her for the first time, and then the show was over. She went home. We got on a plane and flew to Canada and landed in Detroit, and she got a text that her mom had passed away.
I got a call.
So like 12 hours later, we went from meeting her mother for the first time, and then she was gone, you know. So
and she was such a big part of that show that night too. Yeah. Like she was screaming, and she met your mom, and we did all that filming of her. Yeah. So it was like, and this was like our first time to do. Meemaw had handed us the show, and for me, growing up, the summer shows at the ranch were like the biggest deal that she ever did, like because it just seemed huge to me. And for her to give us that slot on July 4th was just such a big deal to us. And we sold so many tickets. It was packed, and like Mama was crying and laughing, and like it was just, you know, we announced we were a duo that night. I know you just said that, but yeah, when we landed, I mean, you were like, "What do you want me to do?"
And to Taylor's credit, we had 2 weeks. We had a week run in Canada at a theater, like 2 shows a day for a week. And she went home. I did the shows by myself, and she flew back up there 4 days later and finished the run with me. So it just shows how pro she is. That even though her mother had passed, she came back and finished the week out. You know, so.
I don't know if you've ever called me that before, so thank you. It's probably because I was just nice to you.
No comment.
Yeah.
Well, and from that loss, though, your cover of "I'm on Fire" was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our first real video.
Right.
That was such a fun video.
It was a great video.
I mean, you're from around up there, and you guys had just done a movie there.
We did. Yeah. Yeah, we're still working on that thing.
Oh.
But hey, our movie world isn't for you. Okay. With your patience.
No, I would die.
Yeah. The indie movie world, we'll work together when we have a real big budget.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Or we can chop it.
Yeah. But it was something I had in my mind when you guys did that song, because I knew that you guys were talking about your mom's favorite song and everything, and recorded that. I was glad we were in Jersey. I think it's the only place to do it.
It was so cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
the Stone Pony. Yeah.
We snuck in, or will we get in trouble and get arrested? But
no, we're good.
We snuck in that Boardwalk amusement park.
We did.
and got so much cool footage. And
So
then
cool.
they over the intercom.
Yeah, they said you have 5 minutes to get out, or we're calling the cops. I
I
was like, we're done. So we're
And
good.
nobody freaked out. These guys just like slowly kept walking. I was like, should we run?
Yeah.
Steve's like, no, man, it's fine.
We
They're not going to call anybody.
We shot that part in Wildwood, New Jersey, and that's where I spent my childhood summers growing up. And
You snuck in before, so
that's
that's what
not
you're
good
saying.
before. I was
Yeah.
like, we got 10 minutes.
You knew the
5
grace.
minutes is horse crap.
They're
Yeah.
not in a hurry here.
It was crazy. That door was open. It was like a gate. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
he
shocking.
said,
It
hey,
was
it's
even-
open. Let's go in.
It was really cool.
And
yeah.
that's where so much of that footage came from.
That shot when you look behind
Yes,
is
yeah.
the money. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. I was like,
Thank you.
if we didn't break into that place,
We
we
would've
wouldn't have
never
that
gotten
shot,
it.
you know? And
Well, and where were we when we did that tunnel?
the tunnel part is Asbury Park,
Yes.
right outside of the Stone Pony.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and y'all
yeah.
were so excited about that stone pony boy.
That was from the movie The Wrestler, right? That wasn't that.
It was,
Yeah,
yep.
that
He's
same
in
part.
that area. Yeah. And, well, yeah.
Tell them what the stone pony is. Not
That's
every.
where
I
Bruce.
don't know.
That's where Bruce Springsteen got his start. In the Stone Pony in Asbury Park, New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we rented it out, shot the video there. So
Great dive bar.
great.
Oh, they were so.
They were so
excited.
nice to
They
us.
were so nice.
Yeah.
They were so nice. And no offense to Nashville. Like, I never wanted to shoot a video here again after.
It was like the easiest thing in the world there, right?
It
Yeah.
was. And they were like, whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's
They
a
gave
nice
us sweatshirts, everything.
sweatshirts.
Then
They
we
did
went to
the
dinner with
lighting,
those
they ran
nice
sound.
people. Who are those people?
That's the guy that hit his head on the boat, right? That you saved
Oh,
his
the
life.
two people
Yeah.
that came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you save somebody's life?
The older couple, yeah, a guy fell while we were filming our movie. We would take the ferry. I have a home in Lewis, New Jersey, Lewis, Delaware, and the only way you can get over to the Jersey side is by ferry, which Tre has now been on.
Yeah.
And we were taking it over, and this gentleman fell. He slipped, busted his head open, and myself and Sean Lacey, who's another singer-songwriter who's
Yeah.
fortunately got football shoulders, picked him up. He was bleeding, and we kind of helped him out. And his wife finally came, and he was okay. But we just sat with him the whole ferry ride and connected with him. And somehow they ended up. Oh, the wife was the best friend of the woman who runs the Stone Pony.
Right. Yeah. It all tied
Oh,
together.
is that why we went to dinner with them?
That's why they showed
They
up.
were very nice.
They sent me a text. I stayed. The wife had written me an email that was like, very nice. Thank you so much for helping my husband.
Did you cut your hair?
I did. Yeah.
You cut all your hair off?
Not all of it. It's like to hear.
But it was to your waist.
It was.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got a haircut. Got them all cut.
But yeah, so we went to dinner with them.
Anyway,
but I'm sorry, you
it was
got. I
wonderful.
mean, that's a big deal. Your hair was to your waist, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
Do you feel okay?
Yeah, I feel great. It's been short for a little bit.
Okay, I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
sorry.
I,
I just-
have a hat on.
I'm watching and listening to these stories, how all of these different things had to happen to bring all of this about. It's like this led to this, led to this, led to this, led to this. And then here we are sitting in a room telling these stories. And it's just, wow, the connectors with you two.
There's
And
a
now
lot of
you three.
serendipity.
Yeah.
The Jersey thing, right? Like, we showed the
Oh, yeah,
pilot
yeah, yeah.
to the good people of Rehoboth Beach.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a little film festival, and we didn't want to officially put the pilot out, but the film festival allowed us to kind of do like the closing screening.
Some of the crack pack came.
That's right. Y'all were
Leslie
there.
was
There you go. But it was like our first like focus group to see how it was, and these guys all came up. They played. We had a good time. Tre and I went over to Jersey, like I was saying earlier, to see where his grandfather's
Tony Martz. Yeah.
roots were from. And while we were there, we went to a diner, and we weren't. The original Tony Martz is torn down.
Yeah, it's
and we
gone.
were trying to make sure we were on the right property, and we were at a diner, and we just asked some guy that was in there. There was nobody else in the diner. I said, "Do you know about Tony Martz? We just were filming over there. We want to make sure we were in the right spot." And the guy said, "Do I know about Tony Martz?" He's like, "I got thrown out of my house because of Tony Martz. I was underage drinking." What did he say? He ended up moving down the street from Tony Martz.
His dad threw him out, so he got a job there as a bartender or something.
Yeah, yeah. And he goes, "And I do insurance for Tony Martz's son." And the son who still runs concerts, and Tre is now gone and played events for him.
Mm-hmm.
We
going
also
back in July,
interviewed him for the
For
Twitty
what?
and Lynn. It's just great, right?
Yeah.
It was just really, really crazy. And this guy, as a kid, knew Conway
Yeah.
and Levon.
He was
Helm, which
looking.
was
He
kinda
was
cool.
looking
Yeah.
for. He was looking for us.
He really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's writing a book, and he goes, "My Conway chapter is really weak." And I thought about reaching out to the family, and I got a call from it was his insurance agent
Right.
that I just met the son of Conway Twitty.
Yeah.
So somebody's guiding us to something.
It's called God. Are you doing that festival without me at that resort?
No, it's I'm doing the Last Waltz celebration. It's like a Monday night.
Is it at the resort?
No, it's
Okay.
not at the resort.
How does this
Sorry.
go? I'll play therapist. What happens when you guys do shows
We
separately?
don't, except for a cruise. that
Only
you won't go on.
happened. She's played some without me because she double books.
I don't look at the calendar good, but now EB looks at all of it.
Yeah, it won't happen again probably.
No, I just did that one time, but we don't play solo shows. He's letting me go on a cruise because he won't go, but I had to pack November. I'm going to have to pack it just to be able to go. He's very...
No
Okay,
comment.
I feel that.
No,
All
I
right.
have no comment either.
Well,
We
what
don't do that. I don't want him to do... I'll say this. I don't want him to do his own shows.
Well, we went to Jersey and played the Tony
That's
Mark
fine.
thing,
He
but
can
that-
do his
that
thing
was a
like that.
VFW hall.
He had
You're
a
fine with
sweatshirt
that,
on,
right?
for God's sakes.
Yeah,
It's just doing the rock and roll stuff that I
That's
like.
fine.
Yeah,
He knows what's fine and what's not.
he had the girls doing the twists, man.
yeah.
Oh,
man.
I
I'm
don't think some
sure.
of them could have
Doing the
I
twist.
wasn't sure they were coming up.
Were they throwing underwear at that show?
I didn't sing long enough. I don't think.
Oh, thank you. I got my boxers thrown at me.
See, I don't have that kind of
They don't take the time to get this.
respect.
Well, that's because it was a beautiful gay man, and gay men are going to take the time to make something gorgeous.
Okay.
Your ladies made you those big old grannies.
There's an
Panties.
inordinate amount of women's underwear here in Soulshine where we're recording this. There's like panties everywhere.
Yes.
So
We should hang them from the things.
I
I'm
see
telling
panties
you.
everywhere.
We should put clips and hang them around the things as part of our display here.
Like those truck stops that have like the cups
Yes.
from many, yeah,
This is
panties from many nations.
Yes, Linda Darbon, who runs the Conway Twitty Museum in Crowley, Louisiana, she is going to come help us set up all this stuff that we have. So when people come to the ranch for our concerts, they can come in here and look at all of it. So if I've got them hanging up from the rafters, that's going to be that's going to be so classy. The people of Waverly will be so happy that I did that.
Go see the panties from
The
many
Panty
worlds.
Museum.
The panty
I
museum.
can see the joy in Tre's eyes right
yeah,
now.
Trey's just thrilled.
It's gonna be great.
Well,
what you've
you
done.
guys talk, about I think you got somebody pulling some serious strings in heaven, because you got a lot of people that are they're connecting dots that y'all couldn't do that in a million years. And yes, it's God, but I also think God has some emissaries that are looking out for you too.
Oh, I agree with you. Yes.
Well, and the other crazy thing is we have good chemistry and we get along. Like,
Yeah.
that's not always the case. We work for other people.
Well, I mean,
I'll
Steve
just call them
flew
other
in.
people.
He got here at 7:30 this morning from Delaware. I mean, right? I mean,
From Philly, yeah.
From Philly. Yeah, he flew overnight just to be here for this podcast. I mean, he has passion for the project too. I think that's important to have heart for it. Yeah, like what you're saying.
Yeah, I care. I
We
give
know
a
you
shit.
do. Yeah, thank you.
I just cursed. You can beep it out.
I don't care.
It
It
is-
isn't. Nobody will care if you cuss.
Oh,
no
right.
one will
I
care
can
if I
curse.
cuss.
Right.
The hardest part of a duo is that there are two people involved, you know? And then a third adds another layer of holy moly. When the two of you bicker like brother and sister, which you do on a regular basis, and you love each other as deeply as you bicker. So, Steve, when you walk in the middle of this and you're trying to get something, what do? Do you just keep rolling?
Yeah.
Just waiting for the magic to pop out.
Action.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't interfere at all. I just kind of stare at them. And I grew up an only child, I have 3 kids of my own. I'm fascinated by their bickering. So it kind of fascinates me that they fight like a brother and sister. And
Yeah, you really don't do anything.
No.
You just wait it out.
I just wait it out.
Yeah.
And then I try to interject, and then I'll come back out, and it's
Yeah, you're a great mediator because you probably because you were Tre's friend first, so he lets you mediate.
well.
You let me pretend to win, so it all works out.
I know what to do.
Trey and
very
I
good.
like to. We
very
are
good.
we are like brother and sister that we don't hold much back, so we will fight till the death, and then we're able to move on and go play.
It's very healthy. It's fighting and then we're friends again.
Yeah, well, actually, if we don't fight when we don't talk about stuff, then it's not good. But if we can like scream at each other, then we're fine.
I like it. I think it's
Because
I
you're
think
from
it's
Philly.
good TV. Yeah. Makes
It's
me-
a Philly thing. Yeah.
It's funny.
I watch them fight. I'm like, I hope the Eagles are on right now. This would be great. I'm fired up. But
It's funny because me, Mom, and Poppy always said they never had a cross word with each other. They always was nice all the time.
But they
And
didn't do what we're doing.
I know.
I mean, my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We're out there. I mean, especially when we're like traveling in that van together and I'm driving and it's morning and I'm singing and talking to everybody.
I'm asleep. I don't hear it.
Not at first. You're back there dying. I look at you through the rearview mirror and you put your ear pods in and try to zone out.
Yeah,
And then I yell at you, what?
it's very nice. I love it.
it's that you're straight up with each other. And we've worked with plenty of people that aren't. And they act polite to each other. And you can feel the tension. We've been with bands and you feel it. And it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'd rather them just blow up. Just say what you got to say. And it's
I
for the give a shit of
Yeah.
of the band.
Well,
of
we
the
know
duo.
that we want this to last. And
Yep.
there's something about having our grandparents and our families involved in this. I mean, we know what we're doing out here. So, and we don't want it to end, and we love doing it. And there is something, a safety. I don't know. I don't really fight like this with other people, and he doesn't fight with anybody. So I don't know where we figured out we could knock down, drag out. Do you? You just started screaming at me one day, slapped me across the face,
No.
and then I held you down.
No, hey. That's how rumors get started. Don't say that. I don't slap you. across
No,
the face.
oh my God. Let me just confirm
Yeah,
to the
walk that
audience.
up.
No, walk that back.
I'm walking it back. He didn't do anything.
Thank you.
It would never. It's
'Cause I
all
didn't.
verbal.
Well, we
Yeah,
do
people
sc-
get mad.
Oh, they get mad, but it's not real. But we do scream at each other.
I always
That's
say that if because everybody always asks if they had a thing going on,
Conway and Loretta.
Conway and Loretta, and I say if they did, we're like their love twins. We're the same age, pretty much, 9 weeks apart. But that's kind of how what our chemistry is like twins,
It's the
know.
weirdest thing because people also think that we grew up together.
right? And then, no,
That is a great thing that people say because that's how it feels.
It is how it feels.
I
Yeah,
don't know
like
what
when-
happened.
I wasn't certain. I mean, I know that you had met Tayla. I don't know when you met Tayla. Like I know when you guys
Apparently,
started
he
doing the
met
4th
me a
of
lot
July
longer
thing.
ago than I remember.
no. I met her.
But I'd like to say I am a recovering alcoholic drug addict, so it's really not my fault.
I met her in 2016 after the show at the ranch that we did.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for me, when I came in, like I know you probably mentioned that you had done the ranch show, but I don't know if you mentioned when you actually met.
Yeah.
So I kind of figured you knew each other
Mm-hmm.
for years. I mean, the way even the EPK went was hilarious, and you just had a comfort, and we're ragging on each other then as
Yeah.
if you knew each other since you were knee high, and that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a good thing in the entertainment world, right? And like,
Right.
it's not like two strangers up there going, "Wow, what do we say to each
Well,
other?"
Trey was really nice for a long time. I didn't even know that he had like a sassy part to him.
What was that like when that came out?
I remember the exact moment it came
I mean,
out.
I was really nice for a long time.
You're still nice, but like
I'm not
the nice
nice
days.
anymore. Yeah.
you're nice, but you're also a brat.
Well-
You know that. Are you?
No comment. No, I don't think so.
Are you kidding me?
How am I? Let's not get into that.
I remember when I figured out he was sassy is I said, Mima always told me you don't talk until at least after you've sang 2 songs, but preferably 3. You introduce yourself after the second song. Hi, I'm Loretta Lynn, and then you go into song 3. And Tre, I was saying, I really feel like, because he would want to talk after Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man. I said, let's roll right into another song. And he said, no. And I said, well, do you remember this?
Mm-mm.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
At the ranch?
No.
And I said, why not? It was very important to me. He goes, why not? He goes, because I don't want to. And I was like, I mean, I almost cried. It hurt my feelings so bad because up till then he'd been like, the guy in the suit on stage. I had no idea he had that sass in him. And then when I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay. That's how we're going to do.
Game on.
Let's roll, baby.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Great story. No.
It was a great story.
Good story.
Everybody else laughed and liked it. You just didn't like it because you're sass.
That's what it is.
That ignited the fire, though.
Yeah, see?
Really did.
Had you not been...
If you guys didn't have this fire on stage, I'm telling you, nobody would really... They'd like the music.
They
but
do
there is
talk
something
about the band.
you two that just makes it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why you're mad at me now.
I'm not mad. I'm just really tired.
Oh, for God's sake. We have barely gotten him through all 3 of these podcasts today because the lights are too bright.
It's too bright in here.
I mean, just shut him down, Steve.
I'm not a fan of the sun.
You're going to have to cover those windows.
Next 3 episodes are going to be, we're going back to the dark look. Derek, is that true?
I'm going to tell you what.
Can we shoot
Can
we shoot at midnight?
We should shoot at night sometime.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting at midnight ever.
Okay, 8 p.m.
I'll shoot at 8 p.m., but I don't want to. But okay, on July 5th, I'll shoot around 6.
Okay.
It's the Twitty and Lynn podcast at midnight with Director Steve and Tre.
I'm into it.
Yeah, that's great. And y'all should do that. And then I'd like for you to meet me for breakfast one morning with the town folk, and you can meet all my friends.
We'll have a camera of you sleeping.
I will make my bed over in the corner. Oh my God, I would love that. I'll just go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
This has become a think tank. I like it.
Right.
See, this is a production meeting, also called the Twitty and Lynn Podcast.
Do you think when people watch this, they might be confused?
No, I really don't. And,
Okay.
But sometimes that's just what you got to do to have a podcast. People are eavesdropping on our lives, and that's
They
what it is.
certainly did today.
The Twitty and Lynn Podcast. Hey, don't forget, you can join everybody.
It's weather or an Amber Alert.
I love that this
It's
is
the
live.
There you go.
We got to get out of
Tornado
here.
warning in this area until 4:30. Take shelter now.
Yeah, I think we might need to do
Okay,
that.
thank y'all guys.
It's a
Thank
wrap.
you.
If we're still here
When
next time,
Director
we'll see you next
Steve
time.
and Tre and Tayla get together,
A tornado happens.
and tornadoes happen.
Tornado.
Bye, you guys.